Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Usman. I am a traveler, travel content creator and documenter. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If you are visiting for the second, third, fourth time and you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and join the She's Usman community. Over here, we share travel experiences, we share travel stories, we share info videos for places to visit in Ghana, in Africa, and beyond. In this week's video, I'm bringing you a part 2. It's an info video covering luxury accommodations in Ghana. For this video in particular, I'm going to be talking about Safari Valley, which I have also already covered. I'm linking it up here for you to watch if you haven't watched it. I'm covering Zaina Lodge, also linked up here for you to watch if you haven't watched. It's a 4-part series. And then I'm sharing also about Lumun, which I visited recently, also linked up here if you haven't seen it already. So I will be talking about few things that would land better if you intend to visit any of these luxury locations in Ghana. First off, I'm going to talk about travel time. So how long it would take you to move from Accra, which is the capital, to these luxury accommodations, right? For Safari Valley, it's just about an hour and a half away from Accra. It's in Ikropong in the eastern region, and if you're driving, in an hour and a half, you should make your way there. Maximum 2 hours, you should find your way to Safari Valley Resort. The next one I will talk about is Lumun. So for Lumun, comparatively, it's farther away. Lumun is located in the Axim in the western region, which is about 7 hours away from Accra. So you're going to have to either drive or take a flight. There are flights available locally, so domestic flights that you can book and go with. I usually use a particular flight, but we are not running promo on this channel. The journey from here will take you to Takoradi because there are no landing places in Axim. So you land in Takoradi and then you further journey to Axim. So from Accra to Takoradi is just about 45 minutes to an hour. Then when you get to Takoradi, you have to book a private transportation or arrange with the lodge to transport you to Axim, or public transportation as well. And then you can get there, in about 2 hours. So in total, you have 7 hours on land, or you have an hour up in the air and 2 hours on land to get to Lumun. For Zaina Lodge, it's located opposite in the northern region. So if you're going up north on land, it's an 11-hour journey. But usually, people would rather go with a flight. I went with a flight. So you book a flight, domestic flight, of an hour, then you will land in Tamale. And from Tamale, you journey through Damongo to Zaina Lodge, which is located inside the Mole National Park, which covers about 3-hour journey. So an hour in flight and then 3 hours on land. Then you get to Zaina Lodge. That's about it for the travel time for the 3 places comparatively. Next, I'm going to talk about the availability. So how easy it is to book and stay at these 3 places, right? So for Safari Valley, it's not too hard to book with Safari Valley because it's comparatively it's pretty new, but also because it's pretty high end, and so that they tend to have rooms available. So availability is fairly okay, but you have to pre-book before you go. And you can do the booking via WhatsApp because their website is not up and running just yet. Next is Lumun. So for Lumun, it's a hotspot. If you don't book quickly enough, you might get a room, but not the room that you want. So for Lumun, you have to book as soon as you make up your mind that you want to visit the site via email or via phone call. All 3 options work, and you have to book ASAP. Next up is Zaina. For Zaina too, you have to book via the website, via booking.com. I think they have a number of third-party apps that you can book via. You can also book via phone call or an email. All of them work just fine. The next thing I'm going to talk about is ownership. So for Safari Valley, it's owned by a Ghanaian. Lumun is also owned by a Ghanaian, but Zaina is not Ghanaian owned. The next thing I'll talk about, I should mention that all of these places, even Zaina that's not Ghanaian owned, has Ghanaian stuff. The next thing I'll talk about is cost. So for costs, for Safari Valley, you're looking at a range between $800 to about $4,500, I believe. You can find that on their website or via their contact line. For Lumun, you're looking at between $4,100 for full board meals for the island to about $2,500 for the regular rooms, or less if you go for the half board meal. So they grade the rooms and the pricing according to the meal plan that you go with. So if you're going for a particular room for full board, it will be obviously more expensive than if you're doing the same room but as a half board. Next, I'm going to talk about Zaina. For Zaina, they have either full board, which is a Zaina experience, or then you have bed and breakfast. It goes for $2,460 for bed and breakfast, and then for full board you'll be paying 2,700 cedis per night. The next thing I'll talk about also is essentials for when you are visiting these places. You have to have light clothing if you're going to Safari Valley. It's not too warm, it's in the eastern region. It can get pretty cold and the weather oscillates, so you'd have to have, clothes that can work both well in cold environment and also in warm ones. So light clothes, I think, work best. You also have to have comfortable shoes because the landscape and the area is pretty wide and the facilities are vast, so you do a bit of walking. For Lumun, light clothes, lots of sunscreen, because there are lots of beach activities that you can engage in, and you want to make sure that you protect your skin from the sun as well. Lots of beachwear, lots of bikinis, Lumun. The next thing is Zaina. For Zaina, preferably in the rainy season, don't have black when you're going on safari rides, because then you attract the insects. But outside of that, depending on how hot or cold it is in the north, you can pack to suit your preference. That notwithstanding, you still have to have a lot of sunscreen when you're going up north. The facilities or the perks that they have at all the places. So for Safari Valley, they have got a golf course, they have got a basketball court, they have also a zoo, they have a really nice restaurant, they have swimming pools that you can access, they have private pools as well if you're lodging with them, and all that you can do. For Lumun, you have lots of tours. You can go to forts, you can go to Nzule Zoo, you can have beach activities. They have that. They also have an archery that you can learn how to grade by. For Zaina as well, they have safari drives morning and evening. They have a horizon pool that is stunning. They have a really lovely bar. They have a sweet restaurant. They have a souvenir shop in-house that is they sell things, crafts and arts that are made by the local community as well. They have tours to Larabanga and to the Mystic Stone that you can also do. They also have a river tour to Mognori Eco Village that you can do as well. So you have all of these fine things to do when you stay at any of the 3 lodges that I have mentioned. Then I will talk about my general experience of all 3 places comparatively. And generally, I felt really good in all of these places, as I tend to do in almost all the places I visit. Thank you so much for watching this video. This brings us to the end of this versus video for Safari Valley Resort, for Lumun Eco Luxury Resort, and for Zaina Eco Lodge as well. If you found this video informative and fun, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share. But especially if you have stayed at these places or if you're looking forward to stay there, let me know what your experience was in the comments. Was it just as I have described it? Did you have the same experience? Did you have a different experience? Do you have a different opinion of a few things? Let me know. I am ever ready to engage you in the comment. Thank you, and see you next week in my next video.